I will not have you attacking this fine country of mine as we try to spread democracy around the world.
Yeah, well, the reason we want to give the world democracy is so that we can get back their oil in return. But it's game over, Judge. We can't depend on oil from other countries anymore. I could say we should drill for our own, but folks don't want to hear that either. Tear up our own soil, forget it. The problem with Americans is we don't want to make sacrifices. Well, we have to. And if we truly want to save the planet, to rely less on petroleum and reduce greenhouse gas emissions, we simply have to commit to the nuclear power industry. Are there some risks involved? Sure. Like with everything. There are bigger risks in building nuclear bombs, but we do so because we consider them necessary. Well, power plants are more so, and they're viable. We've already got 104 reactors in 66 plants in the U.S., and we're not all dying of cancer. In fact, since power plants don't burn fossil fuels and send carbon dioxide into the air, we'll probably have less cancer as a result of them. But just because a few babies saw China syndrome or the word Chernobyl pops up every now and again in the Sunday crossword, we panic at the mention. Let's grow up. Nuclear power will save lives, money, energy, and the planet. Already they produce 1/5 of America's electricity. In Vermont, maybe our greenest state, it's 70%. Still need a reason? How about this? We have no choice. Coal and oil supplies are being exhausted. One day, they'll be gone. We have no choice.
Sure we do. There's solar energy, hydroelectric power, and of course, listening to Mr. Ross, one is reminded of the enormous potential of wind. His closing argument alone, I'm sure, could have fueled Hillary's electrolysis. By the way, she's willing to explore nuclear power, as are Obama, Mitt, Rudy. They all are, except Edwards. It's in now to be pro-nuke. Elle magazine says nuclear power is cool. Am I the only one who's scared to death? The amount of radiation we're talking about, I mean, my dentist still flees the room when he x-rays my teeth. Any exposure is harmful. Every scientist says so. Not even the gifted but dusty Mr. Ross can dispute that. Radiation exposure causes cancer. Within the plume of 3 Mile Island, there was a 300 to 400% increase in lung cancer, a 600 to 700% increase in leukemia. Why the hell do you think they haven't built one of these since the 1970s? And do we all feel safe that nothing will go horribly wrong with our leaders in charge? Where the hell is Condi to talk about the big mushroom cloud when we need her? And if the next suicide hijacker, instead of pointing it at a high-rise, aims for a power plant, it's lights out, pun intended, which is why these nukes are regarded by many security analysts as sort of pre-positioned weapons of mass destruction.
The reactor's container domes are built to withstand the impact of a jetliner.
Oh, balls. You don't need to be a genius to know that a fully loaded jetliner would at least crack the damn thing, cause a massive radioactive...
What are you, an engineer now? At least have the
What if
decency
spy were
to strap yourself to a polygraph so we know which lie is which.
Mr. Shaw, would you wrap it up, please, and quickly?
One last thought, Judge.
Thank God.
I'm going to skip over the whole section I had on earthquakes and proceed right to the waste. These facilities will produce tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of nuclear waste. Where should we store it? Already we have 55,000 metric tons of the crap with no real idea of what the hell to do with it. Our best plan to date is to just bury it somewhere, pump the radioactive stuff back into the earth until one day the entire planet will be full of it. Like you.
All right, I shall...
I lied. We know where it'll go. As other communities like Belmont Falls hire lawyers to say not in my backyard, and the likes of the Sierra Club keep it out of the deserts and parks, we know exactly where the waste will eventually go, in the poor communities. Just like they get the power plants, landfills, and fast food restaurants. That's one of the wonderful things about America. The poor always get what's coming to them.